1. G'day guys, Mackie with the Outer Circle, and today I'm joined by my lovely co-host Kat.
You keep saying lovely. I'm not lovely, but whatever's.
I think you're lovely. Also joined by Tim from the Eye of Horus podcast.
Hey everybody, I think you're lovely too, Kat.
So it's 2 under 1.
Kat, where are you, cunt? That's legit the last fucking message I received from you on Facebook.
It's an Australian thing. It's an Australian thing.
Oh, that's right. It's a term of endearment. I
You're
forgot
a cunt.
already.
You're a good cunt. It's alright.
Yeah, it's not like he called you champ.
Yeah, I didn't say where are you, princess.
Some cunt at the deli at Safeway, or what the fuck we call it, Woolworths, called me champ. I'm just like, right. So I just walked away. I'm just like, I don't know. Am I supposed to fucking glass his head in or something? I don't know. I'm getting some feedback there, but whatever. But yeah, so I just fucking walked off and said, I don't need anything that bad that I need to kill a man for. So it's really weird. I hate being a firstborn Australian. I don't know the rules too well, you know. I'd learned it from kids from school and shit.
I love the way you said that, like, you know, I didn't need to kill a man that day. It just makes you think of like Nick Nolte in Tropic Thunder. I don't know what this weapon's called. I just know the sound it makes when it takes a man's life. It's just instantly the vibe I got.
Yeah, something like that. I didn't think that it'd just been a weird situation. Not like killing someone over 8th edition. Oh, you think I couldn't sneak that shit in? Fucking get it up, yeah. All right, what I've been up to. I will tell you what I've been up to. I've actually been painting Dark Angels. You guys have seen the pictures of checkers and stuff. It's all hand-painted checkers, and
Yes.
that's been most of a pain in the ass.
Looks like that would have taken a lot of time and effort, because they look really good.
Only a couple of hours, actually, but yeah, it was good. I liked doing that. It was very fun. The checker parts beats just having to paint the Marines over and over again. I think the brass on them, I'm painting Mark 3 Marines, plastic Prospero boys, and they I haven't painted brass trim in so long. I remember painting Chaos brass trim. That took fucking ages, but this took me 3 days, I think, painting the trim on these dudes because I was just over it, you know. But yeah, they worked well. I'm going to use them as the infantry. I like to use them as vets and normal TAC Marines, so like a dual role thing. So that's why their shoulder pads are just going to be weirdly broken up. They're going to be the Dark Angel. They've turned into Dark Angel Caliban jerks. So they're like pro Caliban, pro Horus, I think. If that's how the story rocks up in Book 8. I guess I got to wait for Book 8. A lot of guys doing Dark Angels aren't painting them, I guess. At the moment, they don't want to paint the checkers. They don't want to do that because they want to find the meaning and all the other fluff bullshit. So I'm just going to make it up as I go along.
Well, not
sure
just that, man.
Anyway.
They've got that same problem as like Blood Angels and White Scars in that, and Thousand Suns and Space Wolves had that, because they haven't had enough stuff released yet. People aren't sure what design direction Games Workshops and Forge World are going to take them in.
Yeah, well, Games Workshop and Forge World can shove it up their ass. Like I've said multiple times, I'll do my own fucking artistic thing with them.
What?
And there's a
It's their
book.
world, mate.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
It's my
It's
fucking,
your hobby.
My fucking hobby.
It's only your
Good
hobby.
luck trying to get into my fucking world, mate. In
It's
my
their
property.
No, it's their
Chick,
world.
boom, motherfucker. So, well, their world, they brought out I forget which book it is. It's the short stories one. One of the short story one. I think it's got Angron on the cover, and he's like doing a flexing thing. It's full body pick. He's doing flexes. It's in that.
Sounds
There's a short story of the Dark Angels and shows them having like green shoulder pads and stuff. It says that they're allowed to have green shoulder pads or some shit, and keep the heraldry on their right shoulder pad or some crap. So that's what I went with. Green.
Oh, is that the story where they like deep strike all the Terminators in by teleport into like a theater or something? Or a
I
Senate
don't know.
chamber or something like that?
Okay, I will level with you. I only read half the fucking story. I stopped at that point. So,
Oh, there's your
that's all
problem.
No, I don't think it is a fucking problem, mate. What's the problem? I've got fucking heraldry guys running around.
How
The
do you
problem
know
I
the
do have,
second
I've
half of the
used,
story they don't all get wiped out and like those cunts are gone? Thank God. That's why we never paint our armor green.
Because they eventually paint all their armor green, and they all come from Caliban. There are no more Terran-born
Nah,
guys
fake
because
news,
they get
man.
killed
Fake
off.
news.
Fake news.
What do you mean fake news? Have you not seen any 40k
Fake news.
codex?
The Rock was an inside job.
Yeah, maybe, but they all paint themselves. It's still part of Caliban, isn't it?
Jet fuel doesn't melt adamantium, mate.
Well, in any case, this is what I'm going with, and who knows? The Caliban dudes might be pro Emperor, and the Terran dudes will be pro Horus. I don't know, but that's usually the Terran dudes are pro Emperor, not pro Horus. It's the other way around. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm sure they'll slot in some way.
that's
But I'm
good
gonna
anyway.
do heraldry. I don't know what heraldry to give. There's like a bunch of heraldry, but I like to go for the more cutesy stuff. So like the unicorn on purple background and stuff. So that's going to be pretty funny. What about you, Maka? What have you been up? Yeah, like there's unicorn heraldry for knights. You look up knight heraldry. You just like put a white unicorn head on a purple background, like that's heraldry kind of thing, or a yellow chevron on a red background kind of thing.
Okay.
You should get the Black Shield's hippocampus. The Black Shields have a hippocampus, I think, on one of the
Too many
decal ships.
hippocampuses rocking around, mate. I'm not going to make that Caliban
Whatever.
heraldry.
Yeah.
How would that be Caliban heraldry?
You
mate?
get some Bretonian decals and put like tridents and shit on them. Have some whales on the
Yeah.
moon. Fucking.
Yeah, true,
The
so
scene's
that-
already heavy with fucking hippocampus imagery too, so
Yeah, way heavy.
it's drenched.
Okay, so I've done a lot lately in hobby. Funny enough, with my Thousand Suns, I got Amon, and he's fucking great looking model.
Rat boy.
Really like Amon, but he looks like a Skaven the way. We'll get to him later in the show, the actual Forge World paint job. But I was like, oh, he's so cool and dynamic. And then I look at what Games Workshop did with Araman. I'm like, there's no reason they had to put Araman in the Prospero box. It could have just been generic sorcerer number 5, you know? So
Or that could have been Amon, and they could have done a, because who the
It
fuck
could have
has
been
done
anyone.
Amon?
it could have been anyone. It could have been Hathor Mart. Could have been fucking, I don't know. It could have been any cunt.
Hathor.
Doesn't really matter. But he's just not dynamic. He's just got this weird pose, and it's a very flat pose, like kind of like a 90s model, but without the nostalgia behind it. So I thought I want to do something with it. So I went, and I have like 8 Aramans laying around. So I cut one up and gave him a staff arm, and he's got his other arm out, and it's like he's summoning shit. Put a different set of legs on him. They're just plain Mark III legs, nothing crazy, because I didn't want to go overboard with him because he's already got so much Egyptian iconography on him. So yeah, now he looks like he's actually summoning some stuff, and he just has something a bit more interesting, I think personally, going on than what Games Workshop did with him. Don't know why they did it again. Seemed a bit silly to me. I also, of course, did Rat Boy, Amon, who likes to chew at the drywall. So that was pretty fun. He's a cool looking dude. Can't take photos for shit though. So the photos aren't great because they're off my iPhone. They're on Facebook, but whatever. What else? Also been working on Magnus the Red, which has been pretty fun. Just trying like copper tones. So like the purpley coppers that you'll see when you get like fresh copper tube, it's often got purple tones to it, not just bronze tones. So I added a bit of that to the armor, and I got him up to the point where he's got some flesh now. And what else did I do? We also played at a competition, which we're at the other week. Kat and I were both at. And yeah, I just started doing like the flesh on Magnus. I've got to put his weapons on. I've still got to paint his cloak and all that. And he has these really weird proportions without his cloak on. So he's got this like really weird looking head to shoulder to neck ratio. But yeah, whatever. It's a thing. So that's what I've been up to, apart from doing my sort of super secret Imperial Fist project.
You guys have already talked about that event you went to as well, right? In the one of your
No.
episodes. Haven't you?
No, well, my recording software has been on the fritz lately.
What was the Positivicerd? Wasn't that?
That was all while we were like at my place drinking beforehand.
Oh, that was before the event. Oh, okay. I didn't realize. Shit. I thought I must have missed the scrub down where you went through all that. Interesting.
That was a pretty cool event though.
So you called it a competition?
Well, it wasn't a competition. No,
No,
it was
it
an
wasn't.
event.
It was an event.
Sorry. Did I say comp?
Fucking hell, mate. Go back to fucking Team Zero comp, mate.
It's competition for you that night, man. The amount of drinks you were putting away.
Yeah, I don't remember it. Got back to my mother. Got back at 9 o'clock to where I was staying. So it was fucking... Well, it was a fucking Saturday night, wasn't it? Fuck, I can't remember. Was it a Saturday night?
Yeah, man. It was a Saturday
right.
night.
Hadn't you just
But
had
it's
like
like
not when you
surgery?
finished.
When I wended back, I ended up back there at 9 o'clock. And then I had to go to fucking... Ended up back where I was staying, which is in Essendon area. And then I just got ready and went to Comic-Con. I was like up for a bunch of days straight. And on the ride down there, I didn't sleep either. But I was on painkillers, so... I was getting my money's worth out of any booze I was drinking.
You left like a whole backpack full of like your stuff in my car. It was actually my missus' car because I took Kat there,
that.
and then
that
Kat
shit.
got
All my
loaded.
shit was in his car.
Kat got loaded at the fucking event, and I'm like, "Oh, dude, do you need a lift back?" And he's like, "Nah, man, I'm gonna drink some more beers and go to McDonald's over the road or something." And apparently,
dude, that
you drank a
was
fair
fucked.
few more beers.
So yeah, I went there, put away some more beer, went across the road to McDonald's with Nick. I don't remember this at all. Apparently, I called in the fucking manager because they wouldn't allow me to give a good reference about this chick, and then I did it on a receipt. And then I went to Essendon. I met some owner of a club. Then I went into the city. Some dude with a mustache hit on me and asked me if I'd go home with him. I'm like, nah, bro. I said, how are you gay? You got like a 70s master. And then everyone's like, nah, that's what gay people do now. So, shit. Or 80s kind of mustache kind of thing. It was just really weird. And just like,
Like
oh,
a
shit.
Reynolds.
I thought he was
Jeremy
talking.
porn star
I thought he was
or-
talking. Yeah, I thought he was talking shit. Like I thought he was like having me on. I'm like, that's a good joke, man. He's like, no, I'm gay. I'm like, oh, it's fucking weird. Just like, dude, what? Well, anyway, I'm like, thank you, but shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll
if
take
I was
the
gay,
compliment. I'll
maybe,
take the compliment,
maybe.
man. You want to
I
hit on
guess,
me?
but
That's
I
fine.
don't know.
Was it like a Charles Bronson style moustache? Because like, that's the least gay moustache.
No, this is
Well,
Bugsy,
had
Missouri.
like Charles Bronson. No, it wasn't Paul that kind of mustache. It was it had like a little bit of handles. I think it was like legit 80s kind of action hero thing. It was really weird.
Did he look like Bennett off
Off Predator.
Commando?
Yeah, Commando.
Do you have like a little
maybe.
fake chainmail vest on?
No, I didn't have no chainmail vest. He was like legit looked like he was out of the 80s. Could have been someone with a portal gun. In any case, that went down. Before that, sorry, I was rocking around with a bunch of bums in the city, and then so I bought them a bunch of booze, and we sculled a couple of bottles of fucking bought them a couple of bottles of Fireball, and we ended up drinking a couple of bottles of them. Amongst us, and then
So this is what happens when Cat goes to a big town. You just like
and then
ruin
yeah,
it.
because I'm just like, oh, this is probably going to be like what I'm going to do in the next couple of months. This is going
How
to be
come it
me.
always
So I may
happens
as well
when-
make some
How come it
friends.
always happens when Cat stays with me as well? It's like it happened at like Geigenhive, it happens at Melbourne,
Bright
it
City
happens
Bro,
at
this
Lights.
fucking
happens all the
Act.
time.
The Bright
This
City
happens all the
Lights just
time.
drive me
Whenever I go
crazy.
anywhere, like it's not, it's annoying, but
Like a Geigenhive, I'd get a knock on the door at like 4 a.m. at the hotel, the fucking serial killer motel, and I like open it up, and there you are with like a bunch of cinder blocks and a witch's hat, and I'm just like, whatever, come on in.
yeah, you guys didn't come out. That was weak, very weak.
I was drinking non-stop at Geigenhive. Like I got to the point where like I drank them out of vodka at one point. I was really proud of that effort.
Yes.
But I was just drinking at the bar because I'm like, I don't need to go anywhere. I can drink at the bar, and my motel room's 50 meters away. I can just stumble back there when I'm done.
Yeah, but then you don't get all the antics and stuff. Like,
Well, you're right about that. But when I woke up on the floor, laying on top of my backpack, Ty's in like one bed, fucking Butthead's in another bed, and you're sleeping on top of a cinder block.
I wasn't on a block. I was staying at my brother's event.
Oh yeah, no, the cinder block in the witch's hut
went
just in
into
the
the
corner. Never mind.
Yeah, I dropped that shit off and then fucked off, which was fucked because I spent maybe 2 nights there out of 4 days, and I spent half. Like, I paid half the room. That's fucked. Why didn't Ty and Butthead put in money? Jerks.
I don't know. Get it out of my
Jerks. Always taking my memes, mate. So yeah, I always end up doing some stupid, crazy, drinking, fucking weird shit. But it's a shame that no one ever fucking joins me because I get up to some weird ass shenanigans. And then I just
I've
went.
been out with you before,
trains,
like on an Anzac Day.
Really?
And and then when I left Townsville, we had another one. We had that Top Hats and Monocles party. Like that
that thing.
That was tame as fuck though, like compared to other nights.
Oh, and Wadey showed us that stupid fucking.
Yeah, the midget horse fucking couple. That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, the bit less.
Yeah.
The less
Fucking
said about
Wadey.
that, the better.
Why is it Wadey? It's always showing these things.
Oh,
Hey,
fucking
you
assholes,
want to see
mate.
this couple that likes to fuck a horse? What?
Yeah. Anyway, this is gonna get deleted. So, anyway, away from that, that Comic-Con was cool. I got a T-shirt, I guess. That was about it. The event itself was pretty good. There's a video up on it that we probably should share. I think it's on the Eye of Horus page somewhere. It's a cool little video they made. It looks very like Event Horizon kind of thing. It's a spaceship in space. Some shit's happened to it, and there's no
it's like a
people.
trailer.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, the artwork and stuff for that
I do
event
have it.
is
I do have the link
really
to
good.
the video to put up on our channel. We have been given permission to put it up, so.
Cool. Yeah, so that was cool. I don't really remember a lot of my games. Wordbearers first I played against. I got wrecked. I was playing Mechanicum. Some list Tim made me and 2 dudes. The Marmaden guy.
Murmadax.
Jerk guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how you didn't make him work, man. Like, you're fucking...
Because he's got strength 6 shots with Haywire because nothing had armor. Everything was a monstrous creature.
What?
So
Strength 6 was
yeah,
with Haywire.
so I think he killed an assassin. It was some bizarre stuff.
No, it was
and
photon,
then,
it was Lance. It was photon thruster. He had 2 photon
Sorry,
thrusters,
Lance.
right?
Sorry, Lance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Lance.
Yeah.
Doesn't do anything against fucking people.
No, but it's still 4 shots of strength 6 AP2 with blind. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so it's not instant killing shit. It didn't do anything, and he didn't land.
Cat did get charged by like 8 Gal Vorback and a Praetor all at once.
Oh yeah, you fucked then. Yeah.
Oh, that was fine because I had sisters there as well, and they were like, because sisters just magically spawned somehow, and I think I lost by 1 point there, but I don't care. My guys were just there for fun, and then I think I had 2 games because I was just drinking and just getting a drink. So yeah, then my next game was against a dude with 2 Iron Circle. They had a HQ and a scout squad with 10 dudes, and yeah, he fucking destroyed me because Iron Circle are OP and 1,000 points over Metellus game, and he's like, I don't listen to your show because it's too whingy. I'm like, mate, you're playing a game against me. Fucking, you better fucking get some fucking hearing pro or something, mate. You're gonna be fucked. And then he's like, I like bigger game, bigger Zone Mortalis games. I play 3K Zone Mortalis games. I like the corridor fights and stuff with all the things. Like I said, you say that, but you rock up with 2 fucking Iron Circle, so it's kind of hard for me to fucking believe you, Mr. Team Zero comp. So I'm just like, whatever, man. So I ended up just destroying my own fucking objectives that I had to protect. I'm just like, whatever, it's in my flavor. That's what I did, mate. So
Pretty funny to watch.
yeah, fucked, dickhead. So yeah,
That's a fucking
that was
sick
my
army
games.
though. Those 2, those Iron Circle are rad.
They're brutal as fucking. There's a few units that need to Like, I don't really know that Praetors should be in 1,000-point games of Zone Mortalis and stuff. Because, like, you got, like,
Probably
literally
not.
the Master of the Legion is rocking up as, like, the first dude in an assault. Yeah, maybe, but I wouldn't call that normal. You know, it should really be more, like, focused around consoles and things like that. And not, you know, Death Stars. Same with, like, Mechanicum, when there's, like, oh, yeah, we're going to fucking attack a Space Hulk. Let's send all the fucking Myrmidons in first. You're like, no, you wouldn't send in the Myrmidons. You're sending, like, the tech thralls and shit, the fodder.
Yeah, Myrmidons wouldn't bother going aboard too. They just fucking destroy it from their ship.
Yeah, just use, like, some of their fucking crazy Mechanicum, like, orbital batteries and shit that they have, like, relic guns. And,
No, he was there, the 360 no-scope things. How did your games go anyway, Marco? Did you have fun?
well, funny enough, I ended up having a game, and there was, like, one corridor straight up the guts of this Zone Mortalis I sort of had to go up. The other end of the corridor was just Myrmidons with fucking Graviton Imploders and Archmagos. So the two units just buff the fuck out of each other, and long story short, they can kill everything. Because the Graviton Imploders are like similar to Grav Cannons in 40k. So it's just, what is it, like 3 shots each?
No, it's 4.
Wounding on like 2s and AP 2.
No, wounds in your armor save, APT.
Ah, there you go. So
And any 6s against
yeah.
a vehicle are a hull point and a disabled result.
Yeah, so fair and balanced, like all Mechanicum units.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
So that didn't go too well for Thousand Suns. I did get into combat, and I had a whole bunch of Kennetai Blade Occult, and I was true to my word. I took a chaplain for my HQ, and some Tartarus Terminators, and I got my ass fucking reamed. Fucked him up. He only had a couple models left at the end of the game, but I was completely tabled. And then the next game I played against Alpha Legion, and I played the most unlucky fucking dude I have ever met. Like, I got an assault off on him with a Biomancy enhanced squad of Kennetai. All 10 Kennetai Blade Occult with a chaplain with warp speed. 80 attacks at weapon skill 6 with 4 swords. It was just bullshit. And this is against a tactical squad. And this dude's like, oh, okay, well, I've got a sergeant with Artificer armor. So it's like, oh, see how many 2+ saves I can make. And on the very first roll, he rolls a 1. And that was just this dude's whole game, man. Like, he got an assassin out of an objective. Like, when the objective got uncovered, it became like you rolled on a chart to see what you got. The thing was, the objective was set off by my troops, and this assassin spawned in the middle of my Terminator squad. And it was a Vindicare assassin, not like a choppy assassin. So he got a shot off with it, and then my dudes just turned around and just punched the shit out of the assassin. And that was just this whole dude's game. And his Praetor, his Alpha Legion Praetor, took a run at my Kennetai Blade Occult. I was like, oh, whatever, I'll just Overwatch him. Killed him with bolt pistols on Overwatch.
That sucks.
We're just both just sitting there like, what the fuck? Nick is watching as well. He's like, what the fuck just happened? And then I'm just like, well, people are just going to say Thousand Suns are OP, but like, it was bolt pistols with no magic. Like, he like tripped on a rake or something and impaled himself on his own sword. Like, how the fuck did that happen? This dude who I was playing against, a real nice guy as well. He had a nice painted Alpha Legion army, and he's just like, yeah, well, I think I'm just going to call that game. Because, like, all he had left was just a Dreadnought. It was fucked, man. I felt so bad for the guy. It was like, sorry, I'm so sorry. But yeah, it was a fun little event. I don't know how many more I'll get down to, because I had to drive home that night at midnight, and it's about 200 k's from home. It was about 2 hours there and back, wasn't it, Kat? And that was on the highway the whole time. So
yeah, it's a fair drive.
And but yeah, I want to try and get down and play some more, because it was genuinely fun, and I like a lot of the people that go there. So yeah, Tim, what have you been up to though?
Was that at House of War, that one?
Yes, which is actually a great venue.
Okay.
So tons and tons and tons of hobby stuff. It's like your old school hobby shop with like all the there was a display case there. I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but there's a display case there full of like Malifaux. And I don't collect Malifaux. I don't really like it at all. But the store owner, Alan, who used to work for Games Workshop, really nice guy. He had painted up a whole bunch of Malifaux stuff and put it in this display case. And it was like that. I had that same feeling of just euphoria that I had when I was a little kid, first going into Games Workshops in like the early 90s. Because they were all brightly painted and really interesting metal models. And I was like, I felt like I was a kid again. I genuinely felt like it. Like Kat probably won't even remember, but I sat there for like 10 minutes just looking all through this display cabinet. Just like, oh, that's cool.
No,
I remember that.
I remember, and you're like, hey, look at these. I'm like, I've fucking seen them, mate. I mean, give me my fucking beer. And then, I don't know if Alan's the owner, but he definitely does work there. Yeah. What about you, Tim? What have you been up to? Much? No?
I've got an event tomorrow, starting tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, called Operation Broken Arrow, and I've been painting some Karachnos assault tanks for that. I'm actually just doing some sponging and shit while we're talking. So looking forward to that, and I've just been packing a couple of armies. I'm lending an army to Ajax and one to Joe, so I've packed up. So I packed up these 3 2,500 point armies, and then I was like, okay, cool, good to go, and then I turn back and I look at my shelf, and I'm like, fuck, there's still so much shit there. Could make like probably another, if I added fortifications, probably a couple of another armies, I reckon. All my Myrmidons and all the shit that if you play, people get pissed about, like the Vulture Axe and shit. All the really...
Sounds when it all cost, mate.
No, I'm not taking the Vulture Axe, and I'm not lending them to anyone either. So.
Are you playing Mechanicum, Tim?
Yeah.
Yeah, then it's overpowered when it all costs.
Oh, okay, sorry. It's the fucking Tower of 30k.
They are the fucking Tower of 30k. They have half the same bullshit rules that Tower do. And it's like, you don't even have to represent the bullshit either. It's just, oh yeah, it's just got that. He's got a Jin Scheme. You're like, oh, what's that? You're like, I don't know, he's just got one. It's like, poor Cat trying to play that Mechanicum list.
Yeah, no fucking idea.
It's just like, for all him or his opponents know, like he was lucky he played people who actually have Mechanicum armies. For all Cat knows, he's just like, yeah, he's got a level 5 Discombobulator, I think.
Yeah, well, you gotta have your fucking shit together. Not everyone can play cyber models. They're not just like fucking point and click.
Yeah, man, they're fucking kicking dicks in, and that's not what I'm about. That's why I definitely lost my 2 games.
You're too busy thinking about
mate.
all the fun you were going to have with the hobos later on. Like, I'm going to be drinking with those guys, with those street princes.
I was drinking with the freaking nerds, man. That was fun enough. Good to see some old friends and shit. Oh, there was dudes playing 8th edition. I was just heckling them the whole fucking time. It's so good. It was so fucking good. I was just like calling them out on shit. One of the dudes that we knew up in Townsville was there, Ben. And he was just there and just like, oh wow, 8th edition is so smooth. He's still fucking playing. Fucking hurry up, you fucking shit cunts. You know, just stop. Normal stuff. I'm just like, what, you got a fucking problem? Come and fucking shut me up. You know, shit like that. Just normal stuff that you'd see. I wanted to fucking take a swing. I was pretty drunk, you know. I was pretty pissed off at 8, you know. But yeah, so just talking shit. I mean, like, oh, what are your Tyranids doing? Do they need to be smashed and stuff? It was really cool. It was really funny. They took it in good spirits, though. They did not look like they were enjoying the game either. They could have even been talking shit most of the time, but hey.
Well, we heard a funny statistic today, didn't we, Tim, from a couple of our friends from overseas. Apparently in 8th edition, the statistics are being kept and they're coming in at, what was it, 83% of all games of 8th edition are won by the player that goes first.
Yeah, 87%.
Yeah, I've seen that today as well, actually.
Also,
yeah, people have been like giving up on games that they just don't get. They don't win the first roll on shit like that. But that's all the fucking tournaments, as they say, and the big league, the people that want it to be MLG, when tabletop wargaming will never ever be MLG. It'll still be just this fucking niche thing in the corner where you won't make money from it unless you're actually pushing the shit as a drug to people. You can't just make money from being a fucking sportsman out of it. like, video game people and shit like that. It's just not going to be a fucking thing.
Yeah.
And the sooner people fucking understand that, the sooner I can stop smashing
until the Koreans
armies.
take it up. Once the Koreans take it up, then it'll be big.
If that was the case, they would have done it by now, mate.
Another interesting. I heard a good rumor today. This is completely unconfirmed, but I would not be surprised if it's true because it is the sort of level of derp that Games Workshop goes to. I heard a rumor about who the true identity of Belisarius Cawl is.
Oh, Jesus, okay.
Arcan Land.
What?
Just a rumor. It's probably bullshit. I mean, no, it's totally confirmed. Please subscribe to Spiky Bits. Yeah, no, apparently someone was saying like they're thinking of making it so that Belisarius Cawl is actually Arcan Land, and like Belisarius Cawl is just like a pseudonym he's taken up, and that's why he has the technology that he does. I guess it kind of makes sense, but it's still pretty fucking lame.
How does he live 10,000 years there? Is there...
Mate, he had 10,000 years to figure out how to live 10,000 years. Just don't look into it any more than that, and you'll be right. So...
Well,
that's
I guess
the thing,
if
right?
Chaos Marines can live for 10,000 years, then maybe Arcan.
But they're in the warp.
Yeah, but there's
there'll
be something, right? Some tech, it's 40K, right? Like there'll be some alien artifact that stops you from growing up. Like how is what's his face still alive? The Eldar.
He lives in Never Neverland.
No, the Eldar guy. What's his name? Eldrad. How is he still alive?
Because he's an Eldar.
Yeah, but they turn into fucking trees, mate.
Well, isn't he slowly turning into a tree?
Doesn't seem to be. He's running around, fucking mad as a lorry.
Yeah, well, originally he was eaten by Slanesh on a fucking Blackstone Fortress, but that got retconned, so... Who fucking knows, right?
Yeah.
But they admitted in their own fucking... Who was it talking to me about today? They admitted it in their own fucking blog, in their own live streams, that there's a lot of problems with their fluff lacking continuity at the moment because they're just cranking out so much stuff so fast, they're not having time to cross-reference it all.
Why bother? Why not just go crazy?
Well, that's what they're doing.
The funny thing I heard today was that that list that was where you can take a legal list, which is 120 bases of the birds, the Dark Elder birds.
Oh, the Razorwing flock, yeah.
Yeah, you can make an entire army which is just 120 bases of Razorwings. Like, how does that in any way make any fucking sense? If like...
Well, how does that stack up against that other army list that I sent you today, that dude sent, that's 3 Imperial Knights and Magnus the Red?
Oh, yeah, well that's...
Which wins, birds or knights?
No, just birds probably. Probably just so many birds.
I mean, I'm really glad that Games Workshop just pulled the fucking... When I said prior to 8th edition coming out that I didn't believe that turning one Force Org chart into 14 was a good idea, I can't help but feel a little vindicated right now.
Well, it's the same as just having...
out on them, man, and they still do.
Yeah, why not just... it's basically just Unbound. Like, why bother even having those Force Org charts? Why not just say, hey, you get D6 command points before the game, and you fucking,
Seriously, you don't know why they made those Force Org charts instead of making Unbound? Because Unbound just makes people take whatever. These Force Org charts have made people to go out and buy new shit.
But you can take 120. You can take 120 birds.
Yeah, and some fucking idiot is going to buy 120 birds from Games Workshop.
Yeah, but maybe
you can use a rhino to assault killer cans and tie up killer cans in close combat. That, like, in any other edition of 40k would have been just absolutely batshit insane because killer cans are a mega choppy assault unit. But now you can, like, fight them on even terms almost with rhinos.
I've heard aircraft are pretty good too.
Well, there was that tournament winning list, which was just all Storm Ravens, pretty much, wasn't it?
Was it? Because they've got
It
360
was like,
shooting, so they just they just fly around, can't be hurt, just shoot 360, do whatever they
well,
want.
the Hurricane bolters on it in rapid fire range. Hurricane bolters, there's 12 of them, so 24 shots. Because they're now every gun fires because there's no more twin linked. So, or something like 24 shots anyway. So it's like a ridiculous amount of fucking firepower. And dude rocked around with like 5 of those and like Astra at the Grim or something. And that was his fucking tournament winning list. Just, yeah, the fucking strategic bombing campaign was his fucking list. And he just went full Dresden on him.
It just seems very strange.
Yeah, it's a a piece of shit. We all know it.
Well, okay, so
talking
another
about
thing
eights, how about GW? No, we're gonna keep on talking shit.
Well, we are, but I got asked by one of our viewers the other day, and I put up the video about it tonight as we record, talking about what people are playing, what faction. So I popped up the video and I'm like, look, I polled people for over a week, over a couple of forums, and mostly over Facebook. You guys would have seen it. In fact, in the background here, I actually have some of the posts themselves. So I polled people, and I just wanted to get a rough idea in response to this viewer question, who was playing or who is playing what faction and to what extent. Man, it's up for like 10 minutes, and people were getting bitchy about it already. Like, oh, where'd you get these numbers from? I told you where I got the numbers from. I got them from posts. I asked people questions. I ran polls. In fact, on my spreadsheets, I even have screenshots of some of the polls. And other people like, oh, well, the data, you don't have enough people. It's a small sample size. I mean, it is a small sample size. I agree. But I only have 1,600 subscribers, and we've only got a couple hundred Facebook subs, if that. I can't really spread my ideas that far to get as much response as I did. It's made me pretty happy. Another guy, this literally means fuck all. It's not representative in the slightest. He says this without any research of his own to back it up in any way, shape, or form. The fact that I actually went out and got some research, apparently that research is just not representative. So, fucks me. But the thing that gets me is like people going, oh, but Space Marines, everyone knows Space Marines are the biggest, the best, that everyone collects Space Marines. It's like, that's not it at all. Like, I'll read you out some of these. Dark Angels, Space Wolves, Dark Eldar, Thousand Suns, Iron Warriors, and Orcs, and Necrons is one player. Another person, Eldar, Orcs, Space Marines, World Eaters. That's 1-to-1 ratio of Space Marines to other forces. Not once, but twice. Alright, well, as we go down, Imperial Guard, that's it. Wolves and Tau, Catachan, and maybe some Space Marines. Space Marines, Orcs, Chaos, Necrons, Wordbearers, Emperor's Children, Mechanicus, Space Marines, and a Night Household. Necrons, Nids and Demons, IG and Thousand. So
we get it. We get it.
There's an absolute whole bunch of different factions. And on one of the polls, Space Marines are out in front. And this is a poll off one page alone. 20 different people on the page collecting Space Marines. But at the same time, Chaos had 8 players collecting. But Death Guard, which had its own thing, was another 5 people alone because there was a duplicate in there, which is pretty similar numbers, again, to the Space Marines. So in the end, I came up with this graph and it was like, well, actually, the Space Marines are not necessarily the biggest faction, but I think it's just everyone at some point has collected Space Marines. But because Space Marine models are so universal and can be used in so many different factions of Space Marines or Chaos, then they're probably selling way more kits because of that alone. Or am I just crazy with that line of thinking?
No, everybody buys Marines first up, right? And plus you get them in all the starter sets. Has there ever been a starter set that doesn't have Marines?
No. So yeah, this is what I think. Like, Chaos players can use Marines parts all they like. They can use Marine tanks, Marine flyers, and then they can just add a bit of Chaos stuff to them, right? Whereas the reverse of that doesn't work too well. You can't really use your Plague Marines in a normal Marine army, can you? Here's my Lamenters of Nurgle. Just doesn't really work. I'm sure someone's probably done something retarded like that, but so I came to these what I think are pretty obvious conclusions, and like I said, how I came to it, and yeah, I agree. I haven't got that many people to pull from. In the end, after adding up all the different pages, there's only maybe 1,000 responses. So, but it was more than anyone else has come up with. So, I don't know. Do you think there's something I could have done different there, Tim?
Not really. I think people just want to fucking whinge about shit. I haven't watched your video. I haven't watched that video yet, so I couldn't tell if it's if they've got any good points or not. But I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, you're not missing much. Kat probably hasn't seen it either yet, so.
No, I didn't bother.
Yeah, no, it was just the video only exists because a person asks a question, and I try and wherever I can respond to the people who ask me questions. So I think that's the least I can do for them. If they're taking the time to watch my video, I should try and take the time where I can to respond to them. I can't always do it, but I do my best. Better than fucking Games Workshop, who when I ask them questions, they just stonewall me. And they just outright deleted James's comments. So, yeah.
I wonder if they deleted my comment where I said that their new background is ludicrous.
No, they deleted your comment as well, man.
Yeah, they did.
What?
Yep.
No.
So, yeah. Now, I guess, is the time to move on to 40k. I've just gone to the new releases on 40k section of Games Workshop as opposed to all their new releases.
Right.
So obviously it's been a few weeks since we looked at this. So where to start? I think the Primaris Space Marine Reavers. Just gotta wait for the page to load up on mine. There we go.
These are the ones with the little little hook launcher gun things, right?
Yes, there's a leaked image of them coming out where they've got a grappling gun and batarang.
Yeah, nah. I don't know. Like all of these new things, like those the legs on those Reavers just look fucking crazy. Like they're too thin at the ankle or something. There's something not right about them. And it's the same with the I don't want to jump ahead, but the new whatever they're, Centurions or whatever they are. Those guys, Repressors.
The aggressors, maybe the dudes that are like Tyrant Terminators meet Centurions.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, those things are off their fucking tits as well.
I didn't have pre-orders open. I was just looking at new releases.
So yeah, skull helmets are a little bit derpy. If I was going to make these, I'd use the Night Lord skull helmets from 30k because they're a lot more gnarly. I think, anyway. Individual opinions may differ, but I think it's because they're trying to keep like the power armor look, but go for the scout armor at the same time. Because the legs are very much like scout's legs with the way they've got like the cuff at the top of the boot, that rolled over section. That's I guess the upper calf armor.
People have been painting them or photoshopping them as a calf. Yeah. That's pretty funny. So they paint that skin color, so it looks like they're wearing like shoes and shorts. That's really funny.
Like
they're wearing Hobbit pants.
Yeah, see, they got weird like fucking high heels or something. Like, what is going on with those? It's like
I don't know, man. Who the fuck knows? Pieces of shit.
I've seen a lot of people doing Alpha Legion conversions with them for like headhunters and stuff. And it's like I'm fine with people wanting to true scale their Marines and such, but you can't just slap a helmet on it and call it done. Like, they really aren't 30k armors.
No, they're not. Well, there's different ways of playing 30k, obviously. You can play 30k where you just, whatever models you want to bring along are fucking fine, and you can run Mark 7 and whatever the fuck. Or you can play it more like Historicals, where, you try and get the marks of armor right, and you try and get everything. Like, there's different ways of playing. Like, you don't have to play the way that we choose to, which is the right way. You can also play the wrong way, which is just like anything goes, who gives a fuck? You know.
Well, you can choose to play any way you like, but
yeah.
At the same time as you're entitled to your opinion about how you want to do your hobby, people are also entitled to criticize that opinion.
I guess so.
Like, if you want to go out there and say, oh, these are my Alpha Legion dudes, or my Thousand Suns dudes, and you do 0 fucking conversion to them and you just give them a paint job, like, people are going to call you on that bullshit. Because you wouldn't go into a game of 40k using bolt action miniatures, so why do people come into a game of 30k using 40k shit?
I think it was
is it just okay because it's the same company?
Yes, they believe that to be the case, yes. I'm sure there'll be plenty of comments, man, but I say the same thing about it, but people obviously have their opinion about it.
Like, what if instead of using those razor wing flocks of birds, I just come up with a bunch of X-wing miniatures, and I just have a bunch of little TIE fighters on the table? Is that okay? A bunch of X-wing models counts as jet bikes?
Oh, it depends what's in the players pack. I think you'll probably see. And originally, there was a point where in 30k where you did see players packs would say 30k appropriate models only. I've even seen players packs where they say resin models only. That seems to have relaxed off a bit, but I think you'll probably just see people will just start putting that in again, Heresy models only, no Mark 10 onwards, or Mark whatever the fuck. Is there even 9? Did we figure out what 9 was?
No. Well, technically they reckon Mark 9's used on Deathwatch, but the Deathwatch armor just looks like Mark 8 to me, so... I'm not asking them to be, entirely period accurate, I don't want them to be historical reenactors level of accuracy. I just think that how hard is it to to put just that little fucking modicum of effort in? Change the helmet. Helmets and shoulders are so easy to get for 30k. Guns are so easy to get for 30k. Bolt guns. How many bolt guns people have left over? I've got hundreds of shoulder pads and bolt guns left over because I use so many upgrade kits, or when you buy the Forge World heavy weapons, because they come with their own backpack and gun, it replaces the ones that you get on the sprue. So I just put them all in bits boxes, man. I hoard that shit, and it's cheap as chips on eBay. You can buy 30 bolt guns for $5, Mark 4 bolt guns, Maximus bolt guns and Phobos bolt guns, and it's but people don't do that. They still go out and they put Space Marines together using legit Games Workshop's Mark 7 and 8 power armor or Primaris Marines, and then they just call it a day.
There's third-party shit out there. I actually got a order from Cromlech recently. The Mark 2-3 style legs that are kneeling, and also the bike riding legs that we've reviewed before, and they're good to go. There's third parties that are out there that will fit the fucking bill as well, but people want to spend $25 on 3 fucking Reaver Marines, and that begs the question, with this, there's going to be a 10-man box set. You see the grappling hook thing like you explained before, there's a 10-man box set, so what's that? Is that going to be legitimately $100?
I reckon it will be.
Probably.
Yeah. I think it will be. This is how they fucking drive their prices up. They just bring out new shit. We all knew this was going to happen. The price of it isn't really the fucking thing. Who gives a fuck about that? If you want to go out and spend that much money for these Primaris
because that's
Marines,
$10 per Marine, mate.
Yeah. Well, if you want to go and do that, fucking fine, do it. But what do you think is worse? Do you think that third party is worse than Primaris, or do you think Primaris is worse? If you had
Primaris is worse without a doubt.
What the hell are you talking about?
At least a third party looks the part. Third party looks the part. That's the difference.
Depends what it is.
Alright, it does depend what it is, but you've got to make that on an individual basis then. You can't
a fucking
say what's better.
a 73mm bust is not going to work well for a Titan, I agree. But I'm talking about Marine shit, the legs that I have, the Mark 3. Yeah, what
guns.
The fuck? Bodies, heads, legs, the fuck, everything. Yeah, legit. I'd actually rather see some, I don't know, Russian soldier painting bust on a table as a Titan rather than a 40k Titan, to tell you the truth. Sorry, a Knight, rather. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do to 40k games. If I want to play this game, I'll go in there and just fucking trash their shit up. Fuck them. Don't want to fucking shit on my hobby, or fucking legitimately shit on their fucking hobby. Wouldn't be the fucking first time either.
I'm looking at these easy to build Death Guard Plague Marines.
Right.
The squad of 3. They're a good price. $25 Australian for 3 models. Like 15 years ago, 5 plastic Marines was about $20. So that's pretty good price comparison, really. I think I'm going to give them props there. Not going to be totally negative, but I'm looking at these models, and I like what they've done with the easy-to-build Plague Marines. It's just a shame that they're in static poses. You can't... Chaos is... Correct me if I'm wrong here, but it's a bit of a mixed bag with Chaos, because you either go all out for the mutations and every guy is an individual, or you try and keep it minimalist. But if you go all out with the mutations, they start to get very samey very quickly. Like, you know, if you've got a whole bunch of guys that all have the exact same pose, the exact same crab claw, you're gonna notice.
Exact same gator arm, exact same fucking gut tentacles.
Yeah, and you can't really cover it up with a paint scheme because they're gonna have a unified paint scheme.
Yeah.
You know, they're all gonna be wearing either green or white or whatever Death Guard armor.
Yeah, they're just
so all you can really paint up's the flesh.
They're too busy. Those models are way too busy. You need to cut them down. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not a fan of just like super, you know, shit like that. I like sort of more slimline stuff that's easier to fucking paint. You know what I mean?
You know what it is, Tim? It's because these guys are mutated. And
they're not too bad.
I've been playing Chaos since the 90s.
Yeah.
Nurgle was never the mutated one. That's always been Zench's shtick. Nurgle was always like the bloated corpse, the decaying and rotting, and their gut distends as it bloats and fills with like toxic gases as they decay.
Yeah.
They never had like tentacle arms and things like that, and Typhus doesn't have it. The old Plague Marines didn't really have it. They were just more like a rotting zombie almost.
No, you need to go back to the old 80s shit. If you go back to the old 80s stuff, which is what most of these have taken inspiration from, like if you look at the helm, like that slit helm, and the Mark III sort of weird slit helm thing, and that sort of shit, like all the Nurgle stuff had sort of like, there was like flyer-headed man and like, you know, and there's also tentacles, like a beast of Nurgle is always like being a big like tentacle animal. So you can see what they're doing. It's just too much.
I mean, with the beast of Nurgle it makes sense, but with like the realms of chaos and that,
yeah, no,
there was never the Plague Marines really. I think.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm looking at like the 2nd edition Plague Marines here for styling.
How do you do bloating, like, you know?
Same way they've done it for the last 15 years, just a fat gut.
Yeah, but they need to make them
rotting
bigger.
holes in them.
They need to make them. They needed them to be bigger. They need more like presence when they're up against the Primaris Marines. That's why the tentacles and bone spikes and all that fucking shit. You can carve all that off though. Some of the tentacles,
good luck.
Some of the tentacles.
Having painted a bunch of them, nah. You know me, man. Like I'm pretty good at kit bashing, converting shit, and I can work miracles. But
they're not even multi.
These guys.
They're not even like. They're like, the shoulder pads aren't separate or anything on these.
No, they're like one-piece models pretty much, or they've got like, they join in weird ways. So like the
easy shit or some shit.
Yeah, the legs and torso will be one part, but like the front of the torso where the chest is will be a separate part. And then like the power fist arm, for example, will be one part.
Yeah.
But the other arm with the sword will be molded onto the torso. And then the backpacks on a lot of the other ones that I got out of the starter set, the backpacks are in 2 parts. There's a front and a back, but it's not split halves. It's like just part of the backpack, and it like slots inside the other one and curves around and then comes around to the other. It's weird. It's hard to describe.
I'll tell you what, like,
but,
plastic just isn't as fucking sharp as resin, hey? Like, it's just not, like, resin's just fucking better, right?
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Like, looking at this and then looking at resin, like...
Well, what about the easy-to-build Death Guard Poxwalkers? So these are like I do as well, Kat. I strongly hate them.
Well, you
And
only
you
get
know why I
6 of
hate them?
You only get 6.
When you think of Nurgle, what's been like the one Nurgle cultist thing since Eye of
Zombies.
Terror? Zombies. Bingo. Do you think Plague Zombies in 40k would have sold well or poorly, Kat?
Fucking hell good. Fuck. Jesus.
That
But
is the
not
missed
fucking
opportunity
6
here.
not 6 for fucking 25. They fucking wouldn't have. Get fucked.
Yeah, that's true. This should have been Plague Zombies. If they made a upgrade set for like Cadian Plastics, where it like swaps out like the arms and heads or something with like zombie parts, people would have eaten that shit up. Because it is so hard trying to put together like zombie militia and zombie armies. Like everyone just goes to Mantic. Games Workshop zombies are so old now that they're just got weird proportions because they're so old, with like massive hands and heads and tiny little
They're shit. They've
bodies.
been shit for fucking 10 years.
Yeah. So and they cost a lot of money. Like the next best model Games Workshop makes for it would be the ghouls in fantasy. They'd make good plague zombies, but they're expensive as fuck for what they are. These things are fucking horrible, and everyone just uses Mantic zombies because Mantic zombies are cheap and they look good for what they are. Kat and I both built like whole armies with like 100 of the fucking things. And Games Workshop, if they'd done that, man, think how many they would have sold. Or am I wrong with this line of thinking?
Yeah, I reckon you're wrong. Whatever they fucking made, I probably wouldn't have bought it either way.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't have bought it, I guess, anymore. Maybe if they recast it, you'd buy it.
Ah,
Yeah.
true, yeah, I would have bought it from Chinaman.
What are these meant to be? Are they meant to be dead Space Marines? Or...
They're guardsmen and like humans that have just been like corrupted by Nurgle. So basically Nurgle cultists.
Are they in a 25 mil?
Yeah, they're big. They're Space Marine big.
So they're in a 32.
Are they on 25 or a 30, 28?
Yeah, what are they?
It's like
this
28 mil.
Oh, no,
Oh,
it's
it could be
25.
25 mil.
Is this a good time to bring up the fact that Games Workshop's moving towards heroic scale from 28 mil? There's a bit of conjecture as to why, but basically everything's getting bigger.
So they're going to
They're
make
always
guardsmen
Very
heroic
bigger.
scale.
slightly.
So they make guardsmen bigger.
They're 28 millimeter heroic scale, which is closer to 30 mil.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you've got me good there, Kat. I need to find another term to use. Super heroic scale. There we go. That's a terrible term.
Supersized me heroic scale.
Yeah, they're going.
Hyper
Everything's
heroic.
getting a little bit bigger, and there's a few reasons for this. One, much easier to copyright it because it's a new scale. Two, third-party parts don't fit anywhere near as well, especially since a lot of the third-party parts are like shoulders, helmets, and weapons. And if you mold your weapons and your shoulders into your model, pretty hard to put third-party parts on there, isn't it? So, yeah, I think that's probably why they're doing it.
No,
I know
no. There'll be kits
from
that'll
what I've
come out.
heard.
No, there'll be full multi-part kits that'll come out soon. Like, this is what they always do. They always bring out the fucking shit, like, the easy-to-build fucking crap, and then they sell it. Just like the Gene Stealer cult thing, remember? Like, they're just, like, one build models. The old Chaos Cultists are the same thing. Those Marines were, like,
They never... Chaos Cultists have always been one-part models, mate. They never bothered to make multi-part ones.
Well, obviously
Chaos Chosen, still one-part models. With the Primaris Marines and that, yeah, you will be able to change their shoulder pads and helmets and arms and that kind of thing, but their torsos are bigger. So it means if you try and put their arms on another Space Marine, the arms are too big for their torso, and the gap between the two arms is too big to glue to the torso correctly, and vice versa. If you try and put a set of small arms on a Primaris Marine, they won't fit because the width between the shoulders of the two arms is smaller than the actual width of the chest of the model you're trying to attach it to. Does that make sense? Or?
Yeah. I'm just saying, like...
Yeah, well, yeah, that's...
I've already seen it with
makes
the
sense.
Thousand Suns. The Thousand Suns parts that I got from the new plastics do not mate very well with the Forge World and Games Workshop Heresy era plastics and resin.
Hmm.
I've actually had to like heat things and twist things and cut them slightly, and that's fine. It can be done, but you have to commit to it a little bit. You can't just do a straight swap like you would be able to with other parts.
Yep, correct.
So, yeah. What do you guys think of the Primaris Captain and Librarian?
$60 for what? You get both of them or one?
120 for both, $60 each.
Oh, yeah, no, they shit.
Yeah, they're crap. Move it along. Vandus Hammerhand. No, like the librarian's alright. Like but $60. Ugh.
I hate him the most. No, I hate
Really?
them. I don't know which one I hate the most. It's so hard. So hard to which
I
one's
hate the static pose.
The librarian looks like a fucking tent. You could legit paint him like a tent. Oh, there he is. 120 for both. Yeah, I don't know. And then the captain's just trying to be like from the old box, the captain box set where you just got bits and pieces from the little plastic box set was like $20 or something.
Have you seen the
This
optional?
motherfucker's $60 and he's like, you're forced to keep, like, I think you can change out his gat or something.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, not only are these models one build only, like, you can swap the librarian and this marine's hands, and that's it. But it's like, not only are they one-part builds, because that's rude enough, but the fucking rules for them, you can't customize their war gear. They literally have 2 war gear options. Like, they just removed all the complexity of list building from the game in, like, the war gear section, and now everyone just does the list building with the units themselves. Not that I think it's very fucking hard to write 120 Razor wing flocks on a piece of paper, but yeah. Congratulations on the streamlining, Games Workshop. You're onto a fucking winner.
Yep, we all know they're pieces of shit. No, I think that covers the rest fucking shithole Games Workshop. Hooray! That was fucking mundane and annoying.
One last thing though, I do think the First Strike starter set, the $55 starter set, much better starter set. Fewer models, much more basic, simple. Cardboard terrain comes with it, and the price point's fantastic. Much better starter set for people getting into the hobby. So
those crates are cardboard. That's fucking sad as shit. That's awful. Fuck it. It's disgusting. Get it out of here. Piece of shit.
Do you remember that dude who rocked up to the tournament? I think it was the US with the cardboard dreadnought from second edition. You know how you got the cardboard dreadnoughts in second edition? He rocked up with a bunch of those.
Up with that.
And people, yeah, but people are starting to forget about it, Kat, that existed, because there are people who play this game now who are like 20 and weren't even alive when that was a thing. So, yeah. But yeah, this dude rocked out with a bunch of cardboard dreadnoughts. People are like, you can't play that. He's like, nah, man, official Games Workshop model.
Yeah, got it out of my second-hand box.
All right, so Forge World. Some Blood Bowl star players came out. Glut Smash Rip, Big Fat Rat. Actually, there's 2 Skaven that got released. Magistus Amon of 1,000 Suns and Glut Smash Rip.
Wrecked, mate. Wrecked.
Now, I say that as a 1,000 Suns player, so... Glut Smash Rip.
Guy, he'd look good as a mech dude, as a like Dark Mechanicum guy. Remove the tail and shit and put a fucking mech head on him. Good to go.
He'd look great in like Unification Wars. Like he'd make a pretty cool like warlord, just some big fat fucker, you know, attacking the Thunder Warriors head on.
Yeah, true.
What are we talking about? We're talking about the giant rat man.
Yeah, the rat man from Blood Bowl.
Why is the internet fucking broken?
The dude who looks like he's a fucking one of those people who goes to Walmart.
Oh, you know, your average Games Workshop fucking fanboy.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. Look at it. Is there a 360 of that shit pile?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon he's cool. He's exactly what he's meant to be, which is cartoonishly fucking obese.
Augustus Gloop.
Yeah.
Too much pie, that's his problem.
Yeah, I like Cat's idea of putting like a fucking Mechanicum head on it. It's just ridiculous. Look how fat it is. Its stomach's like dragging on the ground. It's so fucking fat and disgusting. And then his robes can be red robes. Change
You
that.
look at him next to the other Skaven player as well.
Put a power fist in that hand that's off to the right there. Or off to the left there. Just change that to a power fist. So he's like, yeah, what up? Gonna chain fist you. Oh yeah, that's ridiculous.
Should get Aaron to put this into that army that he's working on for unification.
Yeah, Rat Lord.
No, he's probably thrown that in the bin, man, because 8th edition is a thing now.
Okay, so Magistus Amon. This model is fantastic.
Yeah, what the Forge World needed was more Thousand Sun shit to be released.
Oh, look on the bright side, Cat. It's all over now. You don't have to worry about them releasing any more for a long time.
Fucking hope so. Let's hope here's another 20 years, everybody. Cheers.
Yeah, I really like the model. The model came together really well. He has a fantastic base, but
he's got a head of a rat, mate.
He has the head of a rat. He doesn't though. That's the thing. Like you saw it on my own one.
He looks like a rat.
His head isn't ratty at all. But the problem is the guy who's done the paint job here. The color choices he's made and the positions he's put him on makes the dude look like a rat. Because he's got like this little pink rat's nose and the way he's painted the eyes, they're like really
beady.
I don't know. Yeah. And it looks like, because he's painted the teeth in his mouth, it just looks like the top two teeth, so it looks like a rodent's teeth in his mouth.
Yeah, it looks ridiculous. It looks like some crazed fucking bearded...
One of those dudes Cat was drinking with, the hobos.
Yeah.
Now I remember him.
He just looks like a rat. And the dude who painted him, he can paint. He's a good painter.
Clearly he doesn't like Thousand Suns then, huh?
I feel like Magistus Amon's just going to start eating my drywall.
Yeah, he will. So be careful when you're driving your Mastodon next to him. He might fucking just live underneath the bonnet or something.
But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think of the model itself?
Nah, I don't like it. HQs can get their... Special characters can fuck off, man. It's better when people make their own backstory and do their own thing. Like, remember Second Ed and stuff when that was a thing? Like, you were the boy or whatever, you know? It was like, still had that role-playing element in it from First Ed / Rogue Trader. Still had that that thing about it. But, oh well.
Yeah.
Rip.
That's what I like about
Mordheim. It's just about characters now.
Well, speaking of skirmish level games, Tim, have you been playing? Sorry, sidetrack. Have you actually been playing
Armageddon Shadow Wars?
Shadow Wars Armageddon?
No, fuck no. When would I play that? Like Michael bought it.
You sounded so like keen.
Yeah,
on your show.
Actually, that's a good point. Haha, get wrecked, motherfucker.
What?
Or not?
Yeah, no, I wanted to play it.
Well, I said get wrecked, motherfucker. You said you were going to fucking play that game because it was Armageddon. They're bringing back Armageddon. Armageddon is a thing.
No, I never said that.
Remember you saying that? Oh, fuck off, mate.
No, I said...
You know when they go onto your show now and get a supercut of you saying that?
Yeah, go
and then like whip it
over.
What
I said. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure I would have said that the background for Armageddon being Alinor is fucking dog shit, and I would never play that, but... Like a Necromunda style campaign, I'd play that. I was gonna try Necrons, but you know, just never.
Yeah, you said all that in your show that you had Necrons. You can't wait to get them out to play Shadow Wars Armageddon.
Yep, didn't happen.
Why? But why didn't it happen?
Because Michael's got the game. I haven't even fucking read the rules, mate. Michael's got the game. I'm just waiting for him to come around. I said, "Balls in your court, motherfucker. Here's my list." I emailed it to him. I emailed it to our whole group. And I was like, Michael, here's my list. Balls in your court, motherfucker. No.
Then he rocks up with Mechanicum Army.
Didn't hear back. Didn't hear back.
Get wrecked.
But
yeah,
he's been really busy. He's been like fucking...
Piece of shit.
Yeah.
No one's playing that shit anyway.
Well, that's what I'm saying as well.
Oh,
like, that's what I've been saying is like, you know, tons of people just buy anything that comes along from Games Workshop. Like, that Shadow Wars Armageddon thing, right? Everyone was apeshit for that for like fucking 2 weeks. That's all anyone would talk about. everyone bought the fucking boxes, and now where is it all? I haven't seen that many fucking painted ones.
Well, this is the thing about people who collect Warhammer. Very bad at painting the shit they buy.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's not a problem I suffer from, but other people really struggle for motivation. And that's not their fault. You know, motivation can be a hard thing to find. So.
Yeah, but I don't know. Why would you buy it then? Just to... Because I can't buy it now. Like,
I have it. Some people put together and have it, and they're like, "Look at my collection," which some dude did on one of the fucking painting groups I'm in or something. And I said, "It only counts if you painted." He said, "Oh, I'll never paint that shit. No one would." And then some dude said, "No one will ever paint that amount of shit." And I just linked them everyone else's work.
There's a dude who painted a fucking entire Space Marine chapter on the fucking subway. Coming home from work every night, he'd just paint on the subway. And he painted the entire fucking Space Marine chapter.
That's
Took him a while, and yeah, okay, the paint job wasn't that flash, but hey, he painted his shit. You know, like Imperial Guard players are the fucking worst for it. The fucking, just as far as the eye can see, grey fucking Leman Russes and Chimeras.
You know, people don't like to
Every
paint their shit
fucking
either
time.
because they just have stuff. They don't want to fucking get that skill set made up, and people talking shit about them, which people are going to talk shit about you either way, whether you have painted shit or unpainted shit. People find something to talk shit about you. Just fuck them. I don't know. Some people just like having them like chess pieces. Just give them a fucking undercoat of black. Get rid of it all. Get that true black from the UK. Spray it with that so you can't see any of the detail. Just like silhouettes across the table. Just do that.
And then clear base them.
Yeah, legit.
It'd be so awesome to do a Raven Guard army. Imagine doing a
hobby. That covers hobby tips and tricks.
Dude, imagine doing a Raven Guard army in that true black.
Yeah, that's already been established now.
The competition in Townsville in 2013, I'm going to go with. No, maybe 2012. I was playing Raven Guard, and I was playing Dean Ferguson, and he had his orcs, which are like this incredibly bright fluoro green orcs. And the power got cut to the facility. There was a blackout. My Raven Guard that I was playing with just completely fucking vanished on the table, but all his orcs just glowed in the dark pretty much. And it was his turn, so he just kept going with his turn. But yeah, that was a funny game. Okay, so moving on to actual cool shit now. No more Rat Boy. Let's talk the Legion Sicarian Punisher Assault Tank.
Sorry, where is the cool shit?
On Forge World.
You said Legion Sicarian Punisher Assault Tank. I don't see anything cool here, mate. Just a piece of shit. Have you seen the piece of shit rules that go along with this piece of shit fucking model?
Oh, okay. Let's talk about the rules then.
What don't
the thing looks? It looks fucked.
Well, let's talk looks first. Tim, what do you think of it?
It's lopsided, mate.
I don't know. I just think it looks fucked, mate. No, I think it looks good. It's got like a big you know, like a big compensator
like a Gore 8 off a fucking A10.
Yeah. It looks like it's some big gyro thing there. It's got a big, huge fucking rad like ammo mag thing, whatever the fuck that is, armored ammo mag thing, whatever. Cool sensors and shit on the turret, I like that. The sponsons, I would probably put heavy bolters on there, and I'd probably like have that I'd have a dude popping that hatch with a heavy bolter, or one of those you know, automatic heavy bolter pintle things. Just throw on heavy bolters and just rip like 30 shots into people, because it's the AP4 that's why you want this. Like,
well, if you combine that with Iron Warriors with shred on your heavy bolters, the pinning, the pinning.
Pinning, yep.
Yeah, the pinning rounds and the heavy bolters, that'd be pretty good.
Yep.
Or Imperial Fists, maybe, I don't know.
It's just fucking sweet. And then imagine, like, you could put, if you're playing Iron Hands, you could put fucking Castum and Orth in there, make it BS5. That'd be an awesome command.
Oh, I fucking hate special characters. This is how to be a fucking cockhead.
So, Kat, you really like it, I assume?
Yeah, man, best thing in the game. Doesn't look lopsided at all. It looks like it'd be in an actual combat vehicle. That thing would not be a pain in the ass. You wouldn't need a crane at all to load that motherfucker. Yeah, no, it's a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, I agree. Everything's
doesn't
wrong.
fill anything. Doesn't fill any fucking gap in the game. Game-wise, you'd still take him in on Scar and make sense.
I'll complain about this thing in two ways. In real life, why it would be a failure, and second, how I think it could have been better.
All right.
The first thing is, this thing, if we're going to assume it's a minigun with minigun rates of fire,
Yeah.
you're looking at 3,500 to 6,000 rounds per minute.
Yeah.
There is no way on earth this thing has more than a couple hundred rounds in that ammo belt, even including all that big fucking magazine housing around the side of the turret. This thing will fire maybe a 5-second burst, 20 if it's only firing at maybe like 3,500 rounds, and that's it. It's over. You've used all your ammo up. Now you're going to have to go back and get the fucking ammo crane to resupply you.
Yeah.
Why the fuck? What the fuck? What role is it filling as a tank? It has no. It's fucking
right,
stupid.
It's stupid.
No, the ammo belt should feed back into the
game.
It should feed back into the turret and go down into the tank where the ammo's kept.
Yes.
And then
That'd make more fucking sense.
And then
the other thing is
the turret
this
could
thing
be a
would
bit
be
bigger, I guess, but I can't believe you guys don't think it looks fucking rad. Like it's a big fucking minigun.
Well, I'm getting there. The other problem
I
is,
don't
like
give
Pat
a
said,
fuck,
it's
mate.
lopsided.
It still looks
if that
fucking
gun,
stupid.
Why is it that tanks have a gun mounted in the center of the turret and not hanging off the side like this? Because the weight on the bearings on that side of the turret, this turret would be kinked inside the tank and it would struggle to rotate.
No, it's
the gears on the right hand, or the gears on the side the gun's on, would be meshing their teeth so hard while the other side is loose. It would just be, we're talking bullshit practicality, and we all know that you can't apply modern day physics to 40k, but it's retarded. What they should have done was done a Venator type variant. If you're going to have this massive gun, they should have hull mounted it. That way, any ammo it has is all kept fucking internal anyway. You can come with any amount of bullshit internal ammo for it. The gun just should have been sticking out the front like a Sicarian Venator. Limited traverse mounting, so it could pivot a bit side to side and fucking spray trenches, and it would have worked just fine. And instead of having a turret on top, just having one of those little heavy bolter sponsons, just like the Venator does.
Okay, well, look, if you read the background, it actually says it has a complex ammo feed array and a gyro-assisted recoil compensator. So,
okay, I'm going to come up with some bullshit of my own. This thing has a conventional ammo belt just like any modern minigun does now, and that thing is packing one round next to the next in a chain of ammunition, and I'm looking at maybe 2 rows of that belt inside that drum, and that's it. And as for gyro stabilized recoil, that's not how recoil systems work.
No, there's gyro-assisted recoil, and there's also extensive recoil absorption servos built into the vehicle's turret mechanism. So, boom, wrecked.
Okay, but this thing's suspended on an arm outside the turret. So I'm glad the turret's not recoiling, but that gun is.
No, the gyro, first of all, is the first recoil thing. But then the
gyros don't stop recoil. Gyros are just a ball inside a fucking another ball that tells you what dimension the object's moving in.
Yeah, it stops drift. It holds the fucking gun steady and just fires exactly where you want it. And then the recoil itself is what's built into the turret. It's got special recoil fucking absorption. So it just like goes wah, and it's super accurate. There's no fucking weapon drift. There's no like barrel drift. But then, like, the fucking any recoil is, like, absorbed by the turret array, which has a special sleeve, I'm assuming, or something like that, which stops
Do you know what?
Stops it being damaged.
You can't stop recoil.
Boom. No, you can. It says
equal and opposite reaction. Fucking physics, man.
I don't know. It just says it's
laws of motion.
For
every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Like, why do you think modern artillery, tanks, that kind of stuff, why they still have recoil? Like even a rifle in your shoulder with a buffer system, a hydraulic buffer, still going to have recoil. You can minimize it a heap, you're still going to have it. But that's not my problem with it. My problem isn't recoil, it's the load. Like, you think about it, it's like having a crane attached to this fucking tank, and the crane is holding a ton of metal, and it just swings it out to one side. It's going to put all that weight onto one side of the turret no matter what. You can have all the recoil compensation in there you want, but that turret's just going to kink inside the actual vehicle.
Yeah, maybe not if it's made out of, like, special materials. Just
right, material.
Yeah, that's right. If a wizard did it, that's different.
Well, that's essentially what it is. That's what Belisarius Caul's all about.
Yeah, well, they had 10,000 years to perfect the design. You see,
Ah, true. Right.
it's got Primaris marine
So the problem is, if
testicles in
it's
the bottom for counterweights.
Yeah, but if it was an energy weapon, what would you say then? You'd be like, oh, okay, looks cool. I guess those cables were thick enough.
Yeah, I would, because they're not using. Well, an energy weapon, it may be big and bulky and hang off the side, but chances are it doesn't have the sheer weight of something that's got 6 solid whatever material barrels does.
Yeah, it's probably just recoil-less ammunition, actually. It's probably just like...
Okay.
Okay, but there's still a big gun. Not even if it doesn't shoot. Take the shooting out of the fucking equation. There's a big gun, as you look at it, on the left side of the fucking thing. Yeah, on the right side of its thing, there is no big fucking gun. That's the fucking issue, mate. Not its fucking shooting.
Yes, exactly.
Fuck.
That turret is going to want to weigh towards the left-hand side. And that means everything inside the turret, all down the left-hand side of the tank, is where the strain is going to be put on the mechanism. So it doesn't matter about the recoil or any of that kind of thing. Like, you got to understand, in like engineering terms, that it's like the worst possible design. If anything, you'd want that. Look at.
Like, I'm a fucking
phalanx.
complete idiot, and I can see that looks fucking wrong. It just looks shit. How about I do a fucking shit on the fucking table? I'll call that a fucking tank. How about that? Oh, it's a Mechanicum. It's got fucking gin skin on it. Where's the gin skin? In your fucking face, cockhead, and I'll fucking sling it in your fucking eye. How about that? Next fucking tank.
Tim, you know the phalanx anti-aircraft guns on like carriers and frigates and shit?
Yeah.
Has like the white dome and the... Yeah, look how that's mounted. That's the way you'd have to do this sort of turret.
Alright. Well, let's
But,
not...
I'm
dwell
applying
on it. I don't care.
21st
It's just
century engineering to
It
Wizard
looks
magic.
like a bad... It looks just
Hey,
like a... Oh, I
I
don't
care.
understand.
I
It
didn't
looks...
fucking invent it.
like
Or
they
the
just fucked
size.
it, mate.
If
Just
this thing was the
fucked it.
size of a Kyrie's assault cannon, I'd let it slide. But this is literally like... Look how much bigger this is than like a Punisher Lehman Russ's turret.
And it's the size of fucking tank barrels, man. Like, that's the thing. That should be shooting fucking
Yes, that's a Predator barrel.
anti-tank fucking
That's a fucking Predator
shells
barrel. You're so right,
at
Cat.
fucking... It'd be cool if it was actually, I can fucking turn my gun really fast and somehow the fucking tank doesn't tip. But, yeah, they're not fucking there to blow up vehicles. They're there to shoot lightly unarmored infantry, and that's already covered by all your ground troops, so I don't know what the fuck role this cunt's taking.
I would have loved to have seen some of my designs. I mean, I'm biased when I say that, but like the plasma version, Volkite tank, battle cannons, that kind of thing would be great. This thing, I don't see a need for it, because it's just got DACA, just like the normal Sicarian has.
Yeah. It's AP4, though. Alright, let's move along.
It is, alright. Let's talk rules on it, though. It's 180 points.
Yeah.
As a turret-mounted Punisher
Prefer
rotary cannon.
rending of... Oh, it does get rending, right? Doesn't
Yeah. Has extra armor, standard. Searchlight, smoke launcher, all standard. Has the special rule Rolling Thunder. You can upgrade it with a hunter killer missile, a dozer blade, an auxiliary drive, armored ceramite. You can upgrade the sponsons or actually give it sponsons in the first place, which can be heavy bolters or las cannons, and may take an additional pintle-mounted weapon, a twin-link bolt gun, a combi weapon, a heavy bolter, a heavy flamer, a multi-melter, or a havoc launcher on the turret. The Punisher rotary cannon is range 36 inches, strength 5, AP 4, heavy 18. So it's basically 6 heavy bolters stuck together. I'd rather have seen that, actually. And the Rolling Thunder rule: any turn in which the Sicarian Punisher does not move in both movement and shooting, the controlling player may choose to have the Punisher rotary cannon gain the rending special rule for any shooting attacks made that turn. However, if this rule is used, then the Punisher rotary cannon may not be fired during the controlling player's following turn.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, people. What a piece of shit.
You make a good point about the heavy bolters connected together. If you just stuck 6 heavy bolters together, it wouldn't be as big as that.
Exactly. But they have the exact same stats.
But then they wouldn't have the special...
Wouldn't have rendering.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to stand
Wouldn't
still.
be able to steam and pile of shit in the fucking table that I sling in people's eyes.
When we first spoke about this, I said I see it differently because I also play Thousand Suns, as you may or may not know. We have a spell we can cast, one of the psychic powers in 7th edition, that the target of our choosing, every shot fired against them by any weapon in our army becomes rending that turn. So for me, like, heavy bolter rapiers would be more effective against targets that I've done that to, and I'd still be able to use this thing and move it if I wanted. So I mean, three rapier batteries would be a more effective way of getting this kind of firepower, wouldn't it? Especially if they're Dark Angels. Because you're going to get 6 shots per rapier carriage. You'll get 3 rapier carriages. They're going to be twin-linked. And if they're Dark Angels, they're going to be an AP of your rolling, and they're going to be poisoned rounds.
No, you can't make quad rapiers.
No, they have to have Legion starters rule. Or Legion, what the fuck
have
is
a
it?
look.
No,
have a look.
No, they have that, but it's only...
Dark Angels rapiers can take nucleonic acid rounds.
Yeah, but it's only heavy bolters. It's only...
Yeah, and what are rapiers armed with?
They're armed with a quad heavy bolter.
Right.
A quad heavy bolter is a different weapon.
True.
Any heavy bolter, as far as I know, and Forge World has let it go through, but then again, Billy the Intern lets a lot go through, so...
Yeah, no, a quad heavy bolter, though, is a separate weapon to a heavy bolter. Or a twin-linked. If it was a twin-linked heavy bolter, that would still count as a heavy bolter. It's just got the twin-linked rule. But a quad heavy bolter is like has its own stats.
You'll have to ask Forge World, because Forge World gave the A-OK to that idea.
What? When? Where?
Fucking heaps of times, man. It's been all over the Dark Angels pages. People have, like, emailed Billy the Intern. They're like, oh, can I put nucleic acid rounds on my rapier? And they're like, yes, you can.
Well, that's retarded bullshit.
But that's way fucking scarier. 3 rapiers with nucleic acid is way fucking scarier than this thing.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of all this fucking acid bashing, mate. Oh, we got fucking nothing, and you want to fucking get up for a fucking acid, Mr. Wizard Boy, and you Mechanicum fucking boy with your fucking gin skin, whatever the fuck that is.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not
fuck out of here.
Gin skin. Gin skin.
I don't give a fuck what it is. It's still fucking lies, man. It may as well be a Tubalaki Johnson fucking Toblengok. Yeah. Fucking AP2 fucking strength 10 instant deaths. 27 shots. It's a piece of war gear as well, so you can't destroy it.
Yeah, stop being such an acid basher, Maka.
I don't know. Last thing you do with this, like if you put the extra heavy bolter on or the Havoc launcher, you could have 4 heavy bolters on this thing plus the rotary cannon. So you've got the equivalent of 10 heavy bolters for firepower. Yep. I don't know, that could be useful against like militia and stuff.
It's cheaper than a heavy weapons team of 10 heavy bolters, right?
Yes, it is, significantly. Although if the heavy weapons team are of certain legions, like Imperial Fists, then they'd be superior.
Or have acid rounds.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
you have to pay
because, like, Imperial Fists are Ballistic Skill 5, and they're immune to pinning and cover. Iron Warriors ones... Oh, and the Imperial Fists would gain Tank Hunters. And the Imperial Fist ones... the Iron Warriors ones would be immune to morale, period. So would, like, the Death Guard ones. They'd be immune to, like, pinning and all that kind of thing, so... I don't know.
Alright, there's a piece of shit.
Moving along, can't hate it.
Better ones coming up.
I think it's good. Maka thinks it's shit.
How many are you going to buy for your Mechanicum army? None? Okay, cool. Let's go then. Let's have a look at these. Iron Health Dwarf army. We've looked at all those pieces of shit before. It's just in one
I
big
like
bundle.
the Hobbit. I just can't get into it until... I've got reasons why I can't get back into it.
£405. Fuck that.
I love that they're finally giving the Hobbit love, but all Hobbit models are so ridiculously overpriced, I can't bring myself to buy the game anymore.
There's a Hobbit event going on at the same time as the fucking 30k event in that shop as well. It's pretty lols.
I support it. I think it's a great game. It's genuinely enjoyable to play. I do think it has balance issues, and I do like the fact that they are supporting it, but Forge World are the wrong people to be doing this game. It's just so expensive. This is more expensive than collecting legions. Like, for the same number of models, like, you pay that kind of money. Like, I paid less money than that for 2 boxes of Betrayal at Kelth with 60 shoulder pads, 60 torsos, 60 helmets, 2 sets of upgrades, 3 rhinos, and a command rhino. Cost me the same amount of money as this.
Yeah, fuck the Hobbit, mate.
I'm sure the game's good. It's just no Dreadfleet, that's for sure.
Oh, nothing is as good as Dreadfleet. Okay, legitimately cool. Blood Angels Legion transfers. That's something legitimately awesome, right?
Yeah, no, it's a piece of shit, mate.
Oh, fuck off. You don't think that.
I'm joking. It's good. It's good. Most of the shit that chick's done it. Who is it? And one of the fucking designers there.
Isn't it?
She does a good job.
Isn't it like Jess Goodwin's daughter?
Yeah, it's Holly
Probably
Goodwin.
should know on our fucking...
Yeah.
I think it's Holly
Instagram
Goodwin, yeah?
page.
Yeah, Holly Goodwin.
Yeah, something like that. So it's good that they've made it... How many black memes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you get 10 black little wings and then 2 red ones for... So that's cool.
Well, there's actually a full 10 red ones if you go vertically, so...
Yeah, that's cool too. But...
And gold ones?
Yeah, and you get 10 gold ones, yeah. And then, so that's cool. I'd like to see more, because I sometimes fuck up with my transfer. But, like, I'm glad they've gone away from the whole 8 per sheet kind of thing, so you had to buy
Night Wars is the worst for that.
Yeah, so I'm glad that they've done that. It's for £16, that's still fucking ridiculous.
There's a lot
It's
of
an
money
A4
for a piece
sheet.
of A4 paper, yeah.
A4 piece of sheet.
Dean Morris is
there's
fucking blowing his load right now.
Yeah, he's a jerk.
Well, you better be careful where it lands, because he'll fuck those decals. The banner is a bit strange.
The black wings.
It's like the red one that you can see close up. A lot of the other banners that other legions get have like the legion emblem on them, whereas this one is like a full banner. The only other one that's like this is the Iron Warriors, I think, because their one's like covered in hazard stripes and shit.
I like the banners. You can like chop them up and put them on other shit as well. It's odd. I think you've been over this before, but they've got the Angels got black wings and not white wings. White wings
Yeah,
their thing.
I don't know why.
That's the thing. Won't show up too good on a dark red either. The black wings.
They do have that like Renaissance. They're not. They've got Roman styling, but it's not real Roman. This is like your Renaissance version of Romans. You know what I mean?
No, not at all.
Okay. Well, no, like we know what Romans are supposed to look like. But
No,
when they
that's a Greek
reimagined the ancient Romans and Greeks in the Renaissance, they painted them using like their own modern ideas of what they thought it looked like, as opposed to what it actually looked like.
Yeah, they're all in like plate mail and shit in classical art.
Yeah, and they all have like the 6-pack nipple armor from like Batman Returns or whatever.
Yeah, that was a good way to show someone's status, to see how large and hard their nipples were on their plate armor. I believe that's actual Blood Angel lore.
Yeah, so I think it's cool though. I think it's a great
Yeah, it's
detailed
really
sheet.
good. I can't wait for the Blood Angels one. Sorry, the Dark Angels one. Come on, hurry the fuck up.
Well, who's going to get one first, the Dark Angels or the White Scars?
Of the White Scars. Just
Will Dark
fucking-
Angels be the last because they're closet traders?
Yeah, probs.
I don't know. I really like the gold filigree as well that's down the bottom. They've started adding that to like a few sheets. So like the Iron Warriors have hazard stripes and the Blood Angels here.
Yeah, that's good. You
Have
can
the
see
filigree?
it on the new Thunderhawk. I think they've used it around the trimming, around the side of that thing. So you can see it in action. So that's cool.
Take
I like
a
that.
few decal sheets though to do all that Thunderhawk.
No, they only do it in some very, like around the cockpit and shit, and some on the wings. I don't think they do much else. But They've got Ultramarines have checkers and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a cool little addition. Doesn't take up much room, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, simple is good. What do you reckon, Tim?
On the Blood Angels decals, yeah, I mean they're cool. I'm not, like obviously the art is really fucking well done. They look amazing. I'm just not a Blood Angels person, so.
Do you have a favourite decals sheet that's been released so far?
Yeah, the Mechanicum one. It's pretty good. I think that one's alright. It's just.
Nah, that one's overpowered. Pick another one.
It's OP, too OP.
It's got too much haywire.
I do like the Mechanicum one. I love all the symbols and things. It's just like it's only a generic Tagmata, I guess, sheet. There's not that many Legio Cybernetica symbols. There's not that many Order Reductor symbols. So I don't know. I'm hoping that they're going to make like a specific sort of Order Reductor sheet and Cybernetica sheet. That way I can fully decal all my shit out, historical style. But yeah, like it's a good sheet, even if it's not exactly what I need yet.
Oh, fair enough. Kat, do you have any like decal sheet you really like that they've done?
No, really. The Ultramarines, I've used a couple. I've used the Dark Angels. I used the fucking Emperor's Children's one. I don't think they sell that anymore. I've used the Ultramarines one. I've used another one, which I can't remember. Lol. Couple of ones actually, but yeah, nothing. It's good that they're there. They're a thing that you need to complete an army in a short amount of time, because this Dark Angel's painting checkers on shit and little symbols and stuff is looks really cool, and it I'm increasing my skill, but I don't know. There's the sharpness of a decal is really good, but yeah, and you're only just perpetuating people not having a fucking painted army, because people are like, I'm waiting for the decal shit. Yeah, fucking use some of your fucking shit.
It does take so long to go get these decals. That's what I find odd.
Yeah, it's like a Photoshop thing, man. Doesn't take fucking long.
No. Well, you look how quickly they can, like, single artists can put things together. Like, one dude working over Christmas, like, the end of Lord of the Rings Return of the King when Barad-dûr falls down the tower? One dude did that over Christmas break. He had like 6 weeks off over Christmas and did that. And this chick's taken 2 fucking years to knock out 24 decal sheets.
Yeah, she's doing other shit too. She's doing like Blood Bowl stuff, and like decals aren't just the only thing. She does clothing. A dude made
Barad-dûr fall down in 6 weeks.
Yeah, well, he's probably some
on vacation.
Asperger's cunt, man. Like...
Yeah, maybe. I know. It just you're right. I'm being harsh on her, but it seems like almost like one of those people that when they've got a job to do, they just make it take a really long time. Just stretch it out like a bad tradesman. Oh yeah, this sink you've got here with the leak, yeah, we're going to have to get a special part flown in from Canada.
I can get this fixed next week if I order the parts today, which I won't.
Yeah, that's exactly. Well, what if I shake your hand like this? But, yeah, I don't know. So I guess that leaves us with one last thing. Tim, do you want to take the lead on it?
Favorite, yeah, fucking woo, motherfucker. Fucking June, man.
Come on, Tim. June
Harvester. Mate, where are you at, Tim?
You don't like this cat?
It's your thing.
All right.
I love it. I love the June Harvester, mate.
So this is the Sisters of Silence, Charon, Patton, and Acquisitor, or Karen, I guess. Karen. So it's a fucking awesome skimmer thing. I'm just looking at the 360 for the first time. It's crazy, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it looks nothing GW about it. It's so good they've gone a different direction.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I kind of want to model Sean Connery in the top of it. Red October standing by.
Yeah, it does look
Engage silent running mode.
It does look like especially this paint scheme they've got it in, where it looks like it's made out of fucking black leather. But yeah, it's such a fucking sick idea for a tank. It's just like a crazy skimmer.
You tell me this would look great with 2 big red communist stars on like that upper deck just in front of like the cockpit.
Yeah, exactly.
Just 2 big red communist stars. That's all it needs.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going for. If you look at it from the top down, it doesn't look as crazy. I think from side on, it does look really weird. But when you look at it top down, it kind of looks more like the Batmobile.
Yeah, a little.
True.
So yeah, I'm
Are
not
those
mad
things
at it.
on the sides? Are they like coffins?
Yeah, that's where they put they're like psychic like null pods. So they shove you in there. It's like an Iron Maiden, but it just like you
It's
can't.
fucking sick.
But
Yeah.
why are
So
the pods
cool.
on the outside when it has a big fucking Dune iris on the front?
Because you don't want to be inside with fucking.
You don't want to be in it.
Yeah, with the psycho.
with your
Plus,
fucking
Won't the
prisoners.
psychers be locked up in boxes inside anyway?
No. You put them on the outside because if they're in the side with the fucking pariahs, imagine a psycho being inside, trapped in a pod with 10 pariahs. They would just probably always die. Whereas you put them in
But
nice.
they're a meter away from the pariah anyway.
Yeah, but pariah shit
Pariah
doesn't
is
work
like
through
the
You've
one
got the
handcuffing them.
anti-pariah fucking sheet on
Yeah.
the inside of the vehicle.
Yeah, it's anti-pariah shielding on the inside to stop the
Magnus
pariahs.
should have installed a few of those
Anti-pariah-
on Prospero.
Anti-pariah fucking Kevlar on the inside, mate.
Yeah, well, there is
Or like a spall liner.
there is something that
Yeah.
that represses.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. In the Ravener series, there's a pariah who has a necklace thing, and he can turn his pariah on or off. So you can repress the pariah represses psychics, but the pariah can also
That
itself
sounds
be
like
repressed.
writing for convenience, but do go on.
It's Dan Abnett, so fuck you.
Dan Abnett can write for convenience as well. He's not all powerful.
Yeah, well, that's what they use on the inside.
Write
Because
himself into a plot hole. He's gonna fucking get out of there somehow.
Okay, so imagine 10. So just one pariah is fucking like crazy enough. Imagine 10 high-level pariahs all in a vehicle, just driving through city streets. It would just fucking freak the entire city out. So they must be themselves repressed inside when they're inside that vehicle. And that's why they put them in the Iron Maiden on the outside. So they can't be like totally mega fucked by the pariah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
Alright.
know.
It works.
Although
it all works
at
out.
least the guns on this make a lot more sense than that Punisher tank.
Yeah, it's a twin link missile launcher, right, on this, and
Yeah.
and some like a sort of short range 24-inch 4-shot autocannon, I believe.
Yeah, that's it.
And you can upgrade that to a twin linked multi melter. So multi melter, I think I love the multi melter. Like in my Mechanicum Land Raider or Macro Arid Transporter or whatever the fuck it's called now. I've used a hull mounted multi melter for years because it's like just the ability to suddenly just go 12 inches forward and fire a multi melter at something is just so fucking good because you can just that AP1 is mega. Like so many times I've just gambled on like a 5-6 on this destroyed result and just got it off. So being able to put a twin linked multi melter in one of these on a fast skimmer, pretty fucking sweet.
The only downside of that, well, not the multi-melter. I love the multi-melter thing, especially for like sniping marine characters who think they're king shit. This thing's in the custodes list, and I don't know about you guys. I really think sisters and custodes should have been made 2 different lists.
Why they?
Yeah,
work
definitely.
They work
All
with
right,
each
well,
other.
this thing you can purchase this thing and just load it full of fucking custodes.
No, you can't. No, it's a dedicated transport.
So
So you can't. Other cunts can't just get in your dedicated transport.
yeah, they can. They just can't deploy it at the start of the game.
Oh well. Good luck doing that. Whoever does.
Unless, because again they're in the same list. Take your Legio Custodes bullshit Tribune with fucking Eternal Warrior and all the fucking toppings, and
Yeah,
attach
put him
him
in a
to the
Sisters.
Sisters of Silence
Yeah.
squad. That's in the fucking vehicle, and then outflank the fucker onto the board.
Yeah.
Because that's fair.
Yeah, that's powerful. No, you don't even need to do that because you can. The Sisters of Silence have the 4 different fucking cadre options, so you can just choose infiltrate, and you can just infiltrate all of it.
Oh, that's even more fair because you could just spend your 3
First
fucking
turn
HQ
charge.
points. Spend your 3
Fucking
HQ
hell.
points on 3 custodes HQs. One's a Tribune, and the other 2 would be fucking shield captains. They're all
In this
armed with
thing
fucking
with
Paragon
minimum amounts of
spears
fucking shit.
with re-rollable 3++ invul saves.
No, you have to have a
and then
Centura. You have to have a Centura. Like the Sisters of Silence won't go without a woman, like a older woman to look after them.
Are you sure? I thought it was the other way around. The
No.
older woman had to have a minimum of 3 squads of sisters in order to rock up to a
like,
battle.
If you want to take any Sisters unit, you have to take a Sisters HQ.
Oh, okay. So it's only 2 bullshit overpowered custodes dudes. Well, that makes everything okay.
There may be a that thing should just have a rule saying no bulky models allowed, which would just fix all of that.
Or just do what they should have done in the first place and make it into 2 different lists.
No, it doesn't need to be two. No, like if you read Master of Mankind, all of the high level fucking custodes all have their own sister attached to them. They all have their own Oblivion Knight attached to them. So how the fuck
Yeah,
would you model
but
that?
that's
They're all
Aaron
fighting side by
Densky
side.
writing for Convenience Bowden, so...
No, but they're fighting side by side. Like, it explains how they fight side by side.
Yeah, no, I understand them fighting side by side, but at the same time, like...
Well, why would there be 2 different
The
lists?
Legio Custodes is the Legio Custode.
Yeah.
Same as, like, the Legiones Astartes fight side by side with, like, fucking Imperial Army and shit. Doesn't mean that every Marine has, like, an Imperial Army serf that fucking shines his boots for him.
Yeah, well, this is also
Just because they work together on operations. Like, I've been on operations with the Americans doesn't mean I have a fucking US Army Ranger who fucking, hangs my washing out for me every day.
Yeah, but this Talons list is representing specifically Talon shit that was on Prospera, right? It's not fucking War on the Webway lists. It's not,
Well,
it's
it has
an early
Kroll,
list
it has
too, like...
Veldor, and it will have the Emperor, and the Emperor wasn't on Prospera.
Well, maybe. When they expand it, yeah, maybe. Because they
I don't
also
know.
assassins and shit like that.
Well, I wanted them to bring out a list that was Agents of the Sigillite. I thought that would have been a great thing for Book 6.
There's already
And it would
Knights
just
Errant,
be like
though.
the Knights Errant and the Assassins and like all his agents and stuff. And that would have been like a really cool thing. Rogue traders,
Someone's just got to sit down and do that. And we've been playtesting Assassins in Heresy. It's like not fucking very good. Like, I don't think that they're... you never hear about them. It's never like, oh, and then my fucking Praetor dueled with a fucking Eversor assassin or something. Like, it's like they always just get shot to death. Like, Heresy is dangerous. Like, 6 fucking Marines with bolters just rapid firing can just kill the fucking assassin, like...
Yeah, that's how guns work though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like they could just port them straight over and it wouldn't be...
Infantry has just been looked over so badly that people are like, what, they have guns? Fucking shit, I didn't hear about that. I thought only tanks had guns.
You never know. It could change down the track, Tim, because like it's always been a thing with Heresy. Like they've been okay at redressing balance issues. It does take them a while to get around to it, though. Like Justinian were terrible for years because they cost so many fucking points for what you got. They were like 65 points for a 2-wound Terminator with weapon skill 5. It was just holy shit. But eventually they fixed that. And Mechanicum, Castellax, you remember the golden days of Castellax, don't you, Tim? Where people were running like 1,000-point armies with a dozen Castellax and 24 fucking Thalax, and that was fair and balanced against like the 20 Marines in opposition to them.
Yeah, there are 85 points, and fucking great. But they totally rebuilt them, and in some ways they made them worse. I.e., they can't score; they can never score anymore. But in some ways, with the Legio Cybernetica list, they made them even more crazy with like 24-inch Cortex range and +1 initiative army wide. So yeah, they move shit all around.
But then you also had Vorax. The Vorax were well overpriced compared to a Castellax. They were shit.
Yep, and they fixed that too.
I mean, I took them anyway, but then they fixed them.
Yeah,
there is hope that they'll fix it.
They also bumped the unit size up to 6 as well when you could only buy them in units of like groups of 3, and the max unit size was 5. So they identified that as a problem, I thought that was pretty cool.
And yeah, I don't know. There are plenty of units that need it. Like we've been joking around about it for a while now, but Voltrax, they're something that need. Like, what would you want to do to them as a Mechanicum player?
They're good. Well, I wrote a thread the other night, which was sort of divisive, but I said the easiest way to fix them would just be to give them a special rule where they have all the perks of being a flyer. They move, everything's exactly the same as a flyer, except you don't snapshot against them, just to represent the fact that they're flying, but they're pretty clumsy and they're pretty, predictable. And I thought that would fix them, because it would mean that, if you wanted to concentrate your fire, you could easily shoot them down. And then they'd be worth 175 points. Because if you compare them to like a Domitar, they're just fucking so cheap. But,
well, Domitar's another one that needs an adjustment of some kind.
2+ armor save, that would fix them.
Yeah, you're right. They're the right size for it too.
Yeah.
There are units though that I have a problem with. Toughness 5. There's way too much toughness 5 shit in Mechanicum that's not monstrous creatures, because I think with like Myrmidons and stuff, yeah, they're bigger than Marines. And I think Forge World's reasoning was, well, if they're bigger than Marines, they should be tougher than Marines if they're not going to have the same armor, right? But it's like, Marines are tough because they're Marines. They're fucking gene-enhanced, full of these extra organs, plus the power armor, all combined together is what makes them toughness 4. And then to have just Mechanicum just get like bullshit that's toughness 5.
Yeah, but a Myrmidon's the same size as an Ogren. Like an Ogren has 3 wounds, and his strength 5.
But an Ogren is at least massive, compared
Myrmidons
to even it's bigger than a Myrmidon.
You got to remember about Myrmidons as well is that they're fucking expensive as shit. They're like the best fucking soldiers in the game, better than Custodes even. If you take Destructors with Graviton Imploders, I don't think they can be beaten. So they're definitely like the pinnacle of fucking infantry, but they're expensive as fuck. They start
they are, but they get their points back every time.
Yeah, but they're easy
if used wisely.
2 wounds, 3+ armor save, and a 5+ invuln. So if you every time I've used them, if someone really wants to get rid of them,
preferred enemy and fucking what else?
Yeah,
it's the special rules. That's the thing.
Yeah, if you're getting
it's
shot
not just
by them, everyone knows that they're tough. It's the same as if you set up your shit right in front of. It's like people will set up stuff in front of these guys, and you tell them what the weapon does, and you tell them how many there are, and you tell them their ballistic skill and all their special rules. If I just described a fucking Medusa to them, they wouldn't set shit up in front of them. But then you describe all the rules, and you're like, okay, cool, don't forget I've got 40 shots or whatever. And they're like, okay, cool, I'm going to set up these guys here. And then you destroy them and they complain. You're like, well, you wouldn't set them up if I just put down a Medusa there. And the Medusa fucking cleaned up the unit. So, I don't know.
I guess a lot of the time it's a counter. Marines don't have a lot of counters to Mechanicum stuff, whereas Mechanicum has a lot of hard counters to Marines. And Marine players don't like that. I know I don't like that. And it's like, what does a Marine have that is equivalent to a Voltarax? Like a Marine Flyer that's primes. Armor fucking 10, like a fucking Xiphon Interceptor that costs like 100 points more than this thing.
Storm Eagle,
well, that's not gunship. Fair and balanced.
Yeah. Oh,
like, how are you going to take it down?
Okay, well, we can all agree that Voltrax could use a points increase. Well, let's go back to the Acquisitor. I think it's pretty good. What do you think, Kat?
Yeah, I like it. It's a bit too expensive.
It's a dildozer. Yeah. And what do you think, Maka?
I can't find myself liking it still.
It's not Geiger enough for you?
I think it's just because it's so short and fat. I think if it was a little bit longer, like its length to height ratio was just a bit longer, like maybe it was extended by like another 2 coffins in length, I think I'd really like it.
Yeah, I think it could be a bit longer, you're right. And I think the snout shot is better as well. It makes it
I guess side on with it open, it looks like an eagle.
Yeah. No, with snout shut, it makes it a bit longer, which I think helps the overall look of it. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I'll tell you when
it
I've
does
when
look
I've got
a bit
one.
better with the snout shut.
I'll tell you when I've got one. It's gonna be interesting because that's a big chunks of resin, isn't it?
Well, that base, have you noticed the base on it is actually a resin spigot holding it up? I thought they might have supplied like a clear rod of acrylic, because acrylic 12mm rod's cheap as fucking chips to buy. But this thing, you can actually see one of the pictures of it. It's a big resin disc on the base. They're glued to the flying base.
That's pretty cool. I like that. I like the big base. I think that's cool. That's how I mount my speeders.
Why don't you just clear base it?
I don't know. I don't like I don't like how thick clear basing is. I think clear basing should be done with like a 0.5mm base. So it's clear. It's still clear, but it's only like
like a
really
piece
thin.
of like a blister pack.
Yeah.
Thickness.
Yeah. So it's really low profile. You just can't see it at all. Maybe just like lens. Like on a microscope, like old microscope glass, like that really thin like lens cover shit.
Yeah,
that sort of stuff. I think that'd be good.
Kat, what do you think? Do you think it would look better?
Tim's a fucking idiot, mate. But no, that's awful. You've just made it even worse. Now, cunts are going to be cutting up blister packs and shit's fucking plastic to fucking stick the miniatures on. Fuck out of here. There you go. I'm going to paint a stamp, like that just cuts out, like a hole punch that just cuts out base size.
Already exists, Kat. It's called a wad punch.
No, that's not going to have fucking outer circle. We're not going to do Games Workshop does it with their fucking super glue, mate.
It's going to have Matt Ward's face embossed on it, right?
Okay, hey, we'll run a limited edition set, obviously, which will run up about 20 grand for 3. No, it's a good. I like it. That's another thing, but yeah, I don't know. That's too expensive. Hopefully, Chinaman brings it out for $20 each, but I don't know. See what happens.
Oh no, Chinaman will bring this out for about $35-40 US, I reckon.
Don't know what Chinaman you've been going to, mate.
Oh, it's pretty big, man. Pretty fucking big.
Yeah, well then maybe not. It's not a thing. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Might be a thing. I do like your idea of the 3 custode HQs in there with a bunch of stupid shit. Maybe I can give Mechanicum a taste of their own fucking medicine.
Not if those custodes hop out in front of fucking graviton imploders. Although even then, I reckon they'd probably make it through. Because that re-rollable 3+ invol is just...
No, he's fucked, man. I'd fucking crush him, definitely. 20 shots.
Well, there's 3 of them.
20 shots, winning on 2s, hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s, winning on 2s, rerolling 1s. Okay, take 20 fucking 3+ rerollables. He's dead, for sure. But and the
let me
vehicle
think
itself...
about that. On the first round up, you're going to fail 1/3 of that. So that's 6 wounds. They're already still alive. And then they're going to get to re-roll those 6 wounds that they failed.
Yeah,
you're
going to roll it out.
You won't even kill one. You'll have like 3 dudes charge into you with like missing 1 wound each, and then they're going to be out for fucking instant kill blood.
Oh, are you saying putting 3 guys in the tank? Well,
that's what Kat said. 3 custodes dudes with
can you do that?
3+ rerollable invols.
I think it's only it's transport 12. There's a squad that can...
Minimum squad assisters. Custodes bulky.
Yeah.
So each custode will take up... So you could do it. You could put a sister HQ.
Yep.
2 custodes and a 7-person sister squad in there.
Or just 3 custodes.
Bonus points if it's the sisters HQ squad as well, which like you arm them all with crossbows and shit.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But I mean, still just an armor value 11 fucking shipwreck. Just burn that down with like any weapon. That's cool. Yeah, and then wop.
Doesn't this thing have like that crazy rule where it's like
neg 1 to hit?
You only hit it on like fucking 4s or 5s in combat.
Grove backwash. I don't know actually. I don't think so. Does it? Be good if it did.
I think it does.
It should. I don't remember. Last time I looked at the rules. But yeah. I think it's got a stealth field, so it's if you're over 12 inches, it's neg 1 to hit.
Brutal. I mean, it'll probably be over 12 inches if it infiltrates anyway, so it'll be like 12 to 18 away. But that's still like ridiculously close. You don't want this thing near you, knowing if it's got one of those deadly golden cargoes inside.
I wonder if you can infiltrate with a character if they don't have the infiltrate rule. I'm not sure if
Well, if they're inside the vehicle, and the vehicle itself's infiltrating, doesn't matter.
No, the squad is infiltrating though, and the vehicle is coming with them. I don't know if you can. I think.
Ooh, good point. Yeah,
you'd have to look that up. Anyway,
oh, mind you, even if you start this thing on your side of the table, right? You've only got to cover 24 inches, and this thing's a fast skimmer, right?
Yeah.
So you use your custodes. You just deep strike 1 or 2 squads of shit cunt custodes into the other guy's deployment zone. They're gonna want to deal with those custodes before they try and deal with this thing. So they'll give you plenty of time to cross the board and hop out and kick dicks in.
Yeah.
Because all custodes can deep strike, so it's
if it doesn't
just
get
like
shot
the perfect army.
If it doesn't get just blown out of the sky.
Yeah, but who's going to shoot at this while there's custodes deep striking into their deployment zone?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want custodes walking around your deployment zone, do you?
Yeah. I don't know. I think there should just be a rule that prevents that. Prevents you from taking custodes in those units. But I do like the idea of
totally
Centura just joining some toads just to give them immunity to magic.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
done.
Yeah, I think that's it. We've been over everything now, so we've gas bagged long enough.
Yeah, it's almost midnight. I'm gonna fucking go and have a nice little sleepy poo before this event tomorrow.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, Tim. You know, we always love having you on so Kat can abuse you.
Yeah, I love it.
Damn it.
I don't know half of what Kat's talking about at any time anyway. But, yeah. It's fun.
Nah, you just roll with the punches, man. Roll with the punches.
I finished sponging all my tanks too, so they're all fucking ready to go.
Ah, sweet. See, put pics up on our page or it didn't happen.
Alright, I'll take some photos. I'll wait until I'll get some better light. Actually, maybe better light isn't a good idea. Oh, who knows? I think they look pretty good.
You'll put up pictures on Instagram, won't you, of the event?
Yes, yeah, Instagram. I'll chuck up a ton of photos. Anyone listening as well, don't forget, the Night House raffle that Freddy the Swede is running. You can find that by searching for Varangian Heresy. And also the MKA guys are raffling for Soldier On. They're raffling a fully painted Stormbird in a Legion of your choice. So, and all the profits for that is going to Soldier On. So a couple of good charities there, worth a shout out. And if you go to I Have Horus page, I guess we've got the link up there. Should be a pinned post on our main page for those. Thanks for having me on, guys. It's been good. It's been good going through all this shit. I never know anything about what's happening in 40k or 30k. Sorry, obviously I know what's going on in 30k, but I never know what's going on in 40k, except for when I come on here and see all the new shit and just go, whoa, what are they doing?
Drugs. Hardcore fucking drugs, man. That's what they're doing.
Fucking snorting warp dust.
The kind that fuck your teeth and give you fucking lesions. Yes, thanks for coming on, Tim. Always appreciate it. Thanks everyone for listening to the episode. Kat, any last words for our beloved viewers?
Games Workshop. 40k is broken. Just drop it on the ass. And also, when in doubt, flick fucking shit into your opponent's face.
Fair enough.